Jonathan Majors is in some. He's in the cancellation waiting room. I'll call it that. He's so having MCU issues. MCU's been banking on this dude, and he's gotten caught up in an altercation allegation of sorts.
Yeah, man, this is a very sensitive area. I mean, it's definitely something. I mean, this guy was on fire, man. He had, I mean, basically 3 movies back to back, right, recently, and he's about to be on a TV show. So, and everything, a lot of stuff related to Marvel. I mean, we've been hyped to see this guy. He was in Creed 3, with Michael B. Jordan. Obviously, he was in Quantumania. And he's also being featured in, they got actually a whole movie coming based on his character that's named after him. And he's
Mhm.
gonna show up in the TV show, the streaming show later this year, right? Loki too.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's just everywhere in the MCU, right? So billions of dollars is on his head right now. And what they say, I hate to, he's a term, the devil comes for you when you're on top, right? And so he got into a situation with his, allegedly with his, his girlfriend, whether she recanted or not, there's something that went down and, something, was not going on right there. So, it just puts him in a certain light now, right? And so it's unfortunate, as a black man, just, dealing, kind of seeing these stories kind of play out. It's just kind of, unfortunate because, you just wanna see someone do well, especially someone who's just so new on the
Mhm.
path, who just came from nothing really, I mean, to, like, top A-lister in, like, less than a couple years. I mean, I've seen him around, we all knew who he was, but just literally on the back of a standing on a table on a TV show, he became a superstar, right? From Loki, right? And be
Yeah.
introduced as king. So now, he's kinda in hot water. So what does this mean for MCU? I mean, I think they're doing the right thing, kinda wait and see where this all pans out. I don't think, the way it's going, I don't think he's gonna get removed. They're gonna just kinda let it die down, quiet down a little bit. I think the only thing that affected him right now was he had an Army commercial. I don't know if you saw that. It popped up
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
I watched a lot of college basketball. It's popped up on there, but they removed that quietly. I think they're gonna let play out and see what happens if, things are what they're saying. Hopefully, he'll, be, forgiven and then they can kind of move forward. But, it's still kind of always going to be in the back of people's mind a little bit. So I don't know, man. What are your thoughts? You think it's, obviously unfortunate situation, but how you think this is gonna play out?
Well, right now everybody's in the it just in general, everybody's in a mode of right when news or information comes out, everybody forms their opinions in the first hour or 2 of hearing it. Twitter lit up, TikTok lit up, everybody lit up and just started saying things. And it's amazing how different groups of people are reading things so differently. So, you'll have, Twitter has one vibe about it. So you search Jonathan Majors on Twitter, you'll definitely get a certain vibe about it. You do the same thing on Facebook, you get a completely different vibe. You're like, oh, these two different stories, So right now, they sent out the lawyer sent out the reported text message, and now even that's getting taken differently. Like people are like, oh my gosh, he just made it worse, and other people are like, no, no, this is this is completely absolving him, and it's like dude, we're barely getting any information on this. Haven't we learned anything from, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard? That can happen. And on the other side, people were screaming for years about Weinstein. So
Mm,
it's not
good
like
point.
we know either way. It's just early, and in today's current climate, it's a problem for your brand, your personal brand and the MCU brand if something like this is going to happen. So I I don't have any statements from Disney or Feige or anybody that says anything, and as you said, they're just keeping quiet on it. Hope it works out for the better. I definitely don't wanna see him go down for anything that's not. I mean, yeah, I don't wanna see him. I don't want him to be that guy if he did anything. I
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
hope
at
he
the same
didn't.
time,
Um
we just gotta be fair if he is that type of person, because some allegations came out.
Mhm.
How he was at Yale. I'm like, well, where was this before? It's like, all of a sudden now people want to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, and to me, that's always, disingenuous. It's like, I mean, and I guess, you don't want to say anything. You just feel like, whatever. Don't even think about it until something like this happens. But that goes back to the bigger question, should these stars be vetted more? I mean, we just got through this. I mean, little bit different situation. But Ezra Miller, I mean, he was doing stuff that's been out of pocket for months in light of the coming Flash movie, right? I mean, having a minor that's in his house, doing, putting over on drugs and stuff like that, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like it was a big deal. Now it's like, oh, the Flash is going to save the DC studio, so let's just sweep it on the rug, forget about it. Tom Cruise likes the Flash, so it doesn't matter. And so it's like, I don't know, man. And then I was listening to the Grace Randolph, and beyond the trailer, and she talked about a litany of all these different actors that had these issues in the past, and we all kind of swept it on the rug. So it
Yeah,
is what
and
it is.
most recently, I'm gonna put some more Dana White posts out there to make sure, everybody's reporting is fair and balanced, right? Dana White, if you don't know, a UFC head, much more business important figure than Jonathan Majors, but, they had him on video putting hands, on people improperly, and everybody was just kinda like, "Shh."
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
that too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So and he's popping up again. With this whole. Do you see these slap fights?
Oh,
God.
that's yeah.
That's yeah. Anyway, we're moving on, man. We won't belabor this one, but
Yeah.